Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This is an urgent alert to anyone eligible to vote. Whether you vote is a matter of public record. Your friends, your family, your boss, anyone can check and see if you voted this year. Who you vote for is private. Whether you vote is not, and will be on your record forever. Vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Don't get caught skipping this important task.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
And by spread them, you mean cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, spread them cheeks. Hold on. You know my favorite lyrics of all time? Hold on. Grab the wall. Wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall off. I just love when they get so inventive to say a new combination of words to a sentence that's never been said before. And they successfully do that, but it is no longer sexy. Wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall off.
Is that song supposed to be sexy?
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to be sexy.
I think a lot of songs are written by men, but they're for men.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that at all. And it's just that's not hot. What are you talking about? And they're in theory, when you wiggle you're trying to make your ass fall off. And I go, well, what is the thing that you hone in on? Mm-hmm. The visual. It's not the ass shaking. It's this ass is going to fall to the ground. That's alarming. That's a horror movie. That's a jump scare.
Oof.
A cheek
Just
scare.
imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine it's a feature horror film, and that's the opening scene where that song's on, and then you see some girl, and her hands are on the wall. She's wearing a skirt. She's got to have on a skirt.
Oh God, it's like a diaper falling off.
But it's just two halves of her butt cheek, and then no ass.
Anyways, hi.
Hello. Welcome to a new episode of Fisting Friday. If you've never listened to an episode that we do, this isn't the one to start with. Go to Tuesday, go to Thursday, and then come back, and then you'll get the full array.
So we say that with love.
Yeah, we say that with love because we don't want you to be confused. These episodes are for people that are already established in their listening.
These are for we need the satisfying payoff. Mm-hmm. And this is when, if you have listened, you know what you're in for, and you're excited to hear the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And you're also excited to hear what people had to say. So this is an episode that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I have a personal update about this pertaining to my But Am I Wrong? I do think I should knock on wood before I say it. But this is episode 78. And, I am up first. Whoa, what just happened? There's this new thing now where you can click browse.
I just did it on accident,
Me too. I just did it on accident. Whoa. And then I exited out because I panicked. Okay. So first up is me. Would I be wrong to walk into somebody's home and murder them? I would like to say I really appreciate all the people who are I fully forgot for a second what the fuck this is about. How you phrased it.
Several people that clearly didn't listen to the episode that were why are these results like this? Did you listen to the episode?
And I want to say thank you all so much for the 55% that said I was not wrong. Sure, there are 45% that says I'm wrong, but I'm holding on to that 55%, and I see you, I love you, and we had a hurricane in California since that episode was recorded, and I'm knocking on wood with my toe, and so far, I don't know if it's called a fig beetle, a fig tree beetle, if that beetle has been paying attention to my defense tactics, where I put my hair in a bun, I cover my ears because I'm very afraid of orifices and bugs going into them, and I wear a hat, and I put on sleeves. So I get very hot when I'm doing this, and then I take my big fruit picking device, and I wield it around like a katana. Like I'm a menace. Like I walk into the ring like I own the fucking place. So I don't know if the beetle has been like, I don't want to fuck with, she's crazy, they can't fight crazy, or if the rain drove it out. But I haven't seen it recently. But if maybe one of you all you killed it for me. Or maybe it just maybe it listened and then it was like, I don't want to be somewhere I'm not wanted. And then it left.
Or maybe the figs got a little too soggy for them and they're waiting for them to dry up.
I think it's the opposite. Now that I'm checking every single day.
I'm just trying to make it so that the beetle has a home.
No, I think the beetle, first of all, this is Los Angeles. There are so many fig trees. This beetle can find wherever it needs to go. I just think that I'm making sure I check it every day, so I'm not letting them get too soft,
too comfortable. Oh,
yeah, but every day I go there, I check it, and there's one fucking squirrel who's right there eating one, being like, sorry, and I'm like, it's fine, you can have that one. But I'm like, don't take the perfectly ripe ones, that the perfect ones, because it doesn't fuck with animals' stomachs like that. They can be fine. Someone
said, I cannot wait until you post the poll, so I have to DM you right now because I'm listening to the podcast and on my way to work, and I just want to say that Meghan is 100% not wrong for wanting to kill this beetle. I selfishly want to eradicate all insects. This is coming from someone whose last apartment was infested with silverfish. They were in the carpet, got in the beds, and in the drains. And also last week, I too found myself naked, afraid on the floor because there was a centipede on my couch. I first felt it on my leg and just brushed it away because I always feel like there are bugs crawling on me. But I felt it again, so I shook my romper and was like, okay, nothing. And then a minute later, I look over at my boyfriend and there's a centipede on the back of the couch next to his head. So I can't wear this romper anymore. And this is a very important topic to me. So I say kill all bugs. Well, that wasn't what the question was. It was if I walk into somebody's house, can I kill them? So in your case, they came into your house. So yes, you can kill them. It's the opposite.
And it's a centipede, and all the rules, when you have that many legs, the rules are fucking out the window. I can't fuck with that.
You know what I hate about those silver bugs?
Uh-huh.
So when you kill them, they're dusty.
Melissa, shut the fuck up. I can't. I used to have them
in my apartment I had a while ago. There wasn't a lot of them, but enough to be a nuisance. And
as a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
And when I killed the first one, I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I killed another one later. and it was still dusty. And I was like, okay, I can't kill these things. I just got to scrape them up because they're very easy. They're very slow. Just scrape them up.
They are very slow.
And then send them out on their way.
God. Wow. To that person who wrote in, you're so brave. Like,
if I had this much, like, in my home, that's the difference. Again,
I would have a
came
psychotic
into
break.
your home, but you going into their home is different.
Yeah. But I have another write-in, which I think has changed my perspective. No, it's not. My perspective has remained the same, but I feel validated and vindicated. They said, not all bugs are good for the environment. It's a misconception. I support you killing whatever you need to feel safe. And the backstory I've added to this for me is this person works with bugs or the environment or something, and they are an authority figure, and therefore that is officially law to me. And I feel like I've got to pass. But again, I have yet to need to figure out how the fuck to even kill this massive thing.
Figure out? She rolled her eyes at me.
Oh, speaking of, we were going to record in person, and I made a fig and nectarine cake yesterday. I haven't cut it open yet, so we'll see how it is. And if it's good, I'll figure out a time to give you some.
Okay.
Who knows what it'll taste like? I've been testing out like different fig recipes.
Quite a mouthful.
Figs have a texture that, like, it's specific.
I know, and then with the nectarine.
Gluten-free.
No,
well, no, nectarines are like a little brighter than figs, and like their texture, they don't get like
the flavor of it together.
Well, I did slightly underripe nectarines. They're a little tart.
Okay.
So we'll see. But I have so many fucking figs that, like, I'm just spending money on gluten-free flour.
Let me see what I can put in the almond cow with it.
My fig.
Or make some homemade fig Newtons.
So I was thinking about that, but like the idea of a gluten-free also already gets like kind of like gummy and chewy, and fig Newtons are already so gummy and chewy.
That's why I think it'll be the perfect mate.
It'll just be like gum.
Nah.
Maybe that'll be my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, shout out to my fellow bug haters.
All right, and then we've got me, Melissa. Fuck predatory real estate agents in Hawaii. 1% said I was wrong. 99% said I was not wrong. Okay. I think it speaks for itself.
I think so too. Then we have writer number 1 versus a friend. Oh, by the way, do you know, you won't know them because they're the epitome of messy white people on TikTok. It's like this woman, of course her name is Rachel, and she's like married to like her high school coach, and like, yeah, it's very icky and gross. And then they like tried to excuse it being like, he wasn't her coach. And I'm like, no, that's like not how it fucking works. Like, he's like a high school PE teacher. She was like, graduate high school. And she like posted all these like conspiracy theories about like the Maui fires, and was like, and people were like coming for her on like Reddit and stuff. And then people were defending her, being like, no, she's not saying she believes the conspiracy theories. She's just like sharing conspiracy theories. And I was like,
people find any excuse to excuse their faves.
I was just like, and also I'm like, this is your fave?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay. Then we have writer number 1 versus a friend who listens to a podcast with a racist host. 3% said the writer is wrong. 97% said the writer is not wrong.
All right. Then we've got writer number 2 versus friend who hadn't paid money back for a trip. 2% said the writer's wrong. 98% said the writer's not wrong. Someone said, only say this if they charge interest without telling them. Not wrong if they give them like a week notice, though. Okay.
Someone said I was truly confused by this one because maybe it's because I set money boundaries. Like if I'm making a booking, I'm sure as hell setting a deadline for being paid back. It ain't no stragglers. The writer doesn't even need to make excuses. They owe her money, and like you both said, ask for it back ASAP. Yeah, I think that like that's one of those things that is so you usually don't even have to like set like really clear, explicit boundaries because it's just expected. It's like whatever, like you just wouldn't do that. And it's only when there's like one time that it like doesn't work. And it's like, oh shit, I actually do have to kind of spell this out. And it's not common that, or not common, but it's like, there are going to be people who take advantage of this. Then my wrong of the week, I nominated the World Chess Federation. And 94% said chess is wrong. And 6% said chess is not wrong. This is, well, I love like looking at who voted chess is not wrong and like seeing the people who like message me like, oh shit, sorry, my bad. And then seeing the person who's like restricted because they've just like been a bigot before. And I go, of course to see you here. Of course to see you here. But yeah, this thing is like still ongoing and they're like trying to kind of like not totally backpedal, but being like, we're launching an investigation to like figure, and it's one of those things is like entertaining this as like a legitimate thing is that's an issue point blank. Like regardless of conclusion you come to, the fact that like you're even being like, well, this has to be considered in depth. It's like, and it really doesn't. Like not all voices deserve to be heard. And not all opinions are created equal. So shut the fuck up. Anyways.
Also, what are the abbreviations for this thing?
So I looked it up and the abbreviations like the FI something or whatever, that's the French one. And that's the one that's like most often used. Wow. But like it's called like the World Chess Federation and then also the International, like pretty much anything that sounds like big chess is just different versions of saying the same organization. So like they are the chess for the world. Like they're not like a subgroup or like one locate, like it's for the entire world. But yeah, I don't know why they usually go by like the French acronym of it.
All right. And then for my wrong of the week, it was Lee Ann and Sean Toohey. 97% said the Tuohys are wrong. 3% said the Tuohys are not wrong.
Guess who's there and the Tuohys are not wrong?
I already saw them.
That's a name that goes on the shit list too. Mm-hmm. For other reasons though. It just adds on perfectly. Mm-hmm. Did you see the response someone had?
Nope.
They said, I hadn't heard about this until the podcast, so thank you for covering it. I don't think I've ever fully watched the film, but I remember seeing bits of it as a kid when family were watching it, and I vividly remember feeling weird about it, but not having the words to explain it. And also as a white person, I would feel guilty about having weird feelings about a movie like this. And similar, like, / exploitive charity ads, thinking I just didn't get it, and it must be okay because all these adults around me never shared an uncomfortable sentiment. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, I talk about the not learning about how like horrible things that like Gandhi did because like we watched it in school, and like when you're a kid and you see adults who are sharing certain things with you, you know, you mirror their responses and emotions to a lot of things because it feels like they're giving their stamp of approval and they know more than you, and that can happen at any age. But yeah, it's why like, you know, people grow up, they go to college, and they like realize a lot of the things that were presented and packaged in certain ways, whether it's like how their families consumed it or how like the media packaged it up. And you have more of a life experience. You're like, oh, I didn't actually feel I was told to feel a certain way. It's like a leading the witness kind of a thing that it's like, oh, that's not actually real or what actually happened. So when we were talking about how they like sold the book deal before to get the movie and like all of this stuff, seeing these pictures of them two together, they have been on a press tour since like the second they fucking met him. Like, yep. Like they don't even look like, they look like actors doing a press tour. And I'm like, this is so transparent.
Disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. And their faces and everything, not his. So...
We're going to play a little game that we played on See You Next Tuesday, but we're going to bring it over here. And Megan called it Explain This to Me or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I came up with a few. I did a few of them before, and people really liked it. where Megan pitched it, and then I would explain the stuff. And so now I came up with a list of things.
Can't wait. It's going to be funny, though, because, like, I believe whatever you say blindly. And, but me, you know how much I'm a huge proponent of lying. So let's see how good I'm good at if I have to bullshit it. Okay,
here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
Why are seals and sea lions different, but me and Shaq are the same?
So that's a common misconception. Sea lions and seals are actually the same, but they come from two rival families. And so they've got massive beef between them. Some might call it blubber. And they don't get along. And so they've been excommunicated. The seals went no contact with that side of the family. And so they renamed themselves, gained that autonomy. And that's why you never see them in the same room together. Similar. Similar to, we have yet to see you and Shaq in the same room together, but we will one day because Shaq is actually a close personal friend. And anyone who's saying that you and Shaq are the same, we need to examine the source, because is it a compliment or is it racist? Which is a good question to ask.
Same as in same, both human.
Oh.
Wow,
so
incredible how you jumped to that.
Well, first of all, if someone said, Melissa, you're like Shaq, I would examine the source, because that's either the greatest compliment ever.
No, it's in comparison. Sea lions and seals are completely different sizes, but they look the exact same.
Oh, size-wise.
Mm-hmm. Except for one has a ear flap and the other doesn't.
Yeah, it was self-inflicted to like separate themselves so people didn't get them confused at school. And, you know, all of us have a little bit of Shaq in us, whether that's the sparkle in our eye, our jump shot, our height, or the courage.
Who you vote for is private. But everyone will know if you voted or not. It's a matter of public record. And when this election is decided by a handful of votes in your neighborhood, you don't want your friends and family to know you let them down. Voting is easy. Make a plan to vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Make sure people know you did your civic duty.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
In your heart. And you know what? You might not have the vertical advantage that he does, but you have the business mind that he does.
Let's see. Pickleball.
So pickleball is, millennials need things a lot of the time. Like, there's just a lot of need, and specifically elder millennials, because elder millennials went to less therapy than younger millennials, and they have that drive and that determination, and not that immobilizing woe. And they need to, what's that word that people call? They need to hack their life, and that also includes hacking their hobbies and their activities. But, you know, have to be different, have to be a little bit more of an individual. And you know what millennials also love? They love finger mustaches and they love pickles. But finger mustache, didn't have as much of a ring to it. So, finger mustache when they would draw.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so they thought pickleball. This will be so fun. The elders have bocce ball. Some people
also like pickleball too.
No, so I was gonna say, but then in true millennial form, there's a desperate need to feel seen and accepted by the parents and your elders. They're not saying fuck them old people. There's still a desperate need to feel like.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. the creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
They're being accepted and validated. And so then they welcomed the old people in, because deep down, elder millennials, as time goes on, they're starting to look at Gen Xers and being like, I see your struggles. I see your plight. We are also in a market crash similar to you. You know what I think we need? I think we need pickleball. But it is hard because there are only two distinct ages that you can be playing pickleball. You can be in your early 30s or you can be 65. And it is it. And I specifically say that because Mott's is influencing like all of our neighbors to play pickleball, which, by the way, Mott's doesn't play pickleball. I'm like, do you have a stake in this? Like, why are you telling everyone to play pickleball? And so he's been like, our neighbors were like, oh, I want to play. Like, oh, and he's like, oh, you should go. There's a court over there. And I'm like, he's literally never played. Like, take what he says with a grain of salt. And one of our neighbors went and they were like, really fun, but I'm the wrong age. I'm a little too old. And I think I have to wait till I'm in my mid 60s. And it checks out because the people I know who play pickleball are my age, or they are people older than me's parents.
Is pickleball closer to tennis or ping pong?
I think pickleball is badminton meets beer pong. It's just like there's a little more sauce. Like tennis is intense, but like badminton is like a little saucy and like a little like cutesy. And I think pickleball has that there. Mm-hmm. And beer pong, just for the like absolute obsession that people have with it. And also like beer pong was like cool. Like ping pong is like, it's a cool fun. It's like solving a Rubik's Cube. Like it depends on how hot you are. If like your skills in ping pong are hot or like, okay.
What's the difference between ping pong and table tennis?
I think someone trademarked ping pong, and so they have to call it table tennis. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, but you have to call it the big game.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. By the way, I think we should, I would like to play at some point.
Yeah, after.
But also like, I kind of feel like tennis too. Like, a little chicer.
I already found where I'm going to take tennis lessons.
Flex.
Who was the first person that plucked a chicken and was like, I'm going to eat that?
It is widely debated because people from all over the world, they want to claim my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. She's the one who did that. And other people say, no, it was my second uncle twice removed on my dad's side. He did it. So, there are lots of opposing theories. Some people even like to say that they witnessed a saber-toothed tiger doing it first, and then we mimicked them doing that. But it could be Tyson Chicken himself or Ronald McDonald. I think Ronald McDonald, in that clown makeup, he said, when I try and eat a chicken with the feathers, I am getting my clown makeup all in this. Let me shave it.
But why was he like, let me eat that chicken?
Because he was hungry and he was in... a little known fact about Ronald McDonald is Ronald McDonald was in the 3rd annual Hunger Games and he was hungry and there was a chicken and he ate the chicken. And it's a book. So
is he related to Old MacDonald?
So Old MacDonald is actually the farm in which provided the poultry for the Hunger Games. They had a contract with the Capitol and they were providing that there. And Ronald of the McDonald, he thought he was exempt from the reaping of the Hunger Games because he was like, I'm a Nepo baby. Like my chicken is in is in the game. My chicken family is there. And they were like, that doesn't mean shit to us, sir. Get your ass in there. But he was sent so many gifts from his chicken district. They called it the Bwok Bwok district, that he managed to survive the Hunger Games, but it drove him
in the book, of course.
Well, yeah, in the books. This is the OG Hunger Games books lore. And he managed to survive, but the trauma that put him through all of that, the only thing that he could do with coping that was to open the largest franchise, one of the largest franchises in history. And hide his tears with his clown makeup.
And so, how did we get the McNugget from that?
It's kind of a sad story. So the chicken nuggets, when he was in the games, there were only so few options of like how to eat that. They the chickens are there, and it's like, okay, I need to find food. Am I eating bark? And so he realized really quickly he couldn't eat the feathers. That was like really hard going down. Like you're getting choked up, and there's not enough water to wash it down. And so, plucked all of that, and then it began, okay, no, definitely need to cook this. And there just wasn't enough time to be over the fire for that long to like cook through a whole chicken, like a fatty little leg, too hard. And so, he managed to MacGyver a pulverizing method involving, I don't know, it's patent protected. And in doing so, he was able to throw in things in there to like bulk up the food and make it into smaller, more airy little pockets. And he actually, the first time, crumb coated it with mostly dirt and crushed up leaves. But then he was able to eat it and cook it and consume it way faster. And the rest is history.
And then where did we get the Egg McMuffin?
The Egg McMuffin that's a dramatic tale. The Egg McMuffin was something similar to what happened with Facebook. Someone else who has never saw the money, never saw the profits from this. It was another employee who put that brain power and work into it, and Ronald saw that promise, pocketed it, took it as his own, and didn't even cut them a check. And we haven't seen them. And Ronald started a conspiracy theory that they joined Scientology, but I just don't believe that it's true.
So this egg didn't come from the same chicken.
No. So there was a different egg sponsor in the Hunger Games. And so it would have been a conflict of interest with that just would have never been allowed. But those chickens also that they were making, those chickens, similar to like how girls don't poop, those chickens don't lay eggs.
Okay. Well, thank you, Megan.
You're welcome.
That was very insightful.
I'm so glad you loved it. It got my creative juices flowing. I'm like, I
have a whole list, so we'll come back to
that's
later.
Hilarious. I just want you to know like how quickly I can make things about the Hunger Games, because I'm like back in my Hunger Games obsession. I'm restarting all of the books. I'm loving it. I literally was looking up last night Katniss and Peeta fanfic.
Megan, that's too far.
No, it's not. I need to read about the first time they bone. I need to read about it.
Why don't you create it yourself?
I have already done that with my other fandom. I'm just trying to reap the...
You're just trying to consume.
I'm just trying to consume what good literature people have already put out there.
Okay.
I don't need to come in and stumble over.
Where do you read your fanfic?
I usually find that the best fanfic is on specific websites that are like amalgamate for that specific fandom.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've said this, I'll say it before, I guess I'll say it again. If someone is exclusively writing on Wattpad and it's not getting picked up on those other ones,
yeah.
It's the sign that it's...
Mm-hmm. That's why mine's so long and girthy and well read, because the fans are very into it.
Well, and also like people who exclusively read fanfic on Wattpad, they don't have high standards. And so like if you're not going to repost it, if you're not going to put it on multiple different things, or someone else isn't going to pull it and put it on other things, you will become in an echo chamber, and then you've written something that's like not very good.
Yep.
And people love it still.
All right, well, that's the end of Fisting Friday. In the episode of But Am I Wrong that came out yesterday, we did our whole fisting Friday, and Coco put some air horns behind it.
Coco.
So good.
Fucking amazing.
She won't hear this, but.
Well, we put it on the ether for her. So she'll just feel it. She'll be just walking down the street and be like, what is that gust of admiration? It's us. Boo. Anyways, fist you next time.
Bye-bye.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.